Well, as I told you, you should be watching this video on your Edmodo account. Hopefully you use the link and hopefully everything is working out okay. This lesson should only take you about no more than 10 to 15 minutes to complete before next class meeting. This lesson is called Building the Digital Divide. And actually, I'm sorry, it's Bridging the Digital Divide. And we're going to talk about how computers affect our reading and writing skills and how they can be useful to us in the future. What I'd like you to do is to make sure you have a scratch sheet of paper or a notebook and a pencil, because there's a couple of things I'm going to ask you to write down and do, and you'll pause the video to complete these assignments for next class meeting. So make sure you keep good notes and participate in this. And at our next class meeting, you'll be ahead of the game and you'll be ready to share your answers and responses to this. Alright, so we're going from our first slide called Bridging the Digital Divide to our next slide. And what I'd like for you to do individually, and I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to do this, I want you to brainstorm a list of the possible uses of computers. So list down everything that comes to mind if someone was to ask you, how do we use computers? So with that, I want you to take about 3 minutes and write down as many possible ideas of how we use computers in our world. Alright, so you've created a list of possible ways to use computers. The next slide is a graph from the 2000 United States Census that asked many nationwide households about computers. They broke it down into race, income, and education level. What I'd like for you to do is 2 things on the same sheet of paper. 1, I want you to think about, what does the graph tell us? What do you find interesting and surprising? Again, what does the graph tell us? What do you find interesting? Or what makes you go, I did not know that. Part number 2 is, what does the graph not ask? Or what does the graph not say? What are some questions you have about this graph? I want you to take about 2 minutes, look at the graph, and answer those questions on your sheet of paper. Again, question number 1 is, what does the graph tell us? Or what is surprising about the graph? Makes you go, Or, question number 2 is, what does the graph not tell us? This is what I want you to do in 2 minutes. Now you have answered your 2 questions for the graph that you were just currently looking at. The next slide is asking you a question. It's what kind of advantages are gained by owning a computer? You're going to write a 3-sentence reflection that will be entered into your journal at the next class meeting. So what I'd like for you to do is look over your brainstorm list, think about what the graph asked you or presented, and I want you to write a 3-sentence reflection answering the following question. What are the